What is going on, dudes and dudettes? Perhaps. Just gonna be a quick little painting live stream today, for which I was thoroughly unprepared as always, so I'm gonna get my things out here. See if anybody is up wanting to hang out at this time in the evening. Be painting away on one of my Kroot blood crushers of Khorne. Can show you guys where we're at now. I started it a bit last night. Put this camera around here. There we go. So that is where we are at now. His in transportation, his weapon broke off. That's actually happened once before already, but this is the one that's got like the little chainsaw mace thing there. It's broken off, but yeah, so that's as far as we've got so far from the other day. You can see the other side is not even as done, so just gonna keep working away on that and probably just chat aimlessly and see if anybody wants to hang out. Flip this thing around. Welcome. Lots of exciting things going on in the world of Warhammer these days, it seems. Quite a bit new stuff coming out, being revealed constantly. Basically got the return of Epic coming soonish. I think it got maybe delayed a little bit there, I saw, but I'm sure that won't be delayed for long. They do like to keep things rolling generally. Yeah, lots of stuff. I know that's something that a lot of people had missed and been looking forward to, so happy for everybody to get that back. I, of course, have never played it, being a bit of a Warhammer noob that I am. But, yeah, excited to see what people do with it. Sure it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be well received. Seems like everybody was stoked about it, so yeah, we got that. We got all the new Tyranid stuff. I'm excited for Epic because it will let my guard dream come true. Your dream is to just have very teeny tiny guard. Yeah, I like that it's the Solar Auxilia, which of course was what I had used for my Space Pirate dudes at one point. They're pretty sick. They're like more elite than your normal guard. They're like almost like that kind of Scion level, or like the Acadian, like Khazarkin. Like they're kind of like guard special, almost guard special forces, but it's like a whole army of them versus just like an elite unit. So pretty sick. They've got some better techs and better weapons and things, so I like that. Hundreds of guardsmen. Yeah, I guess because it's Epic, you get a whole shit ton of guys per base. You get a pretty big ass army going. Yeah, well, and that's the thing too, is like guys that run, people that run like true horde armies, where like, yeah, every time like a new edition or new rules come out, you see somebody that's like excited about the fact that they're, something has changed, that, oh sick, now I'm able to run all 180 guardsmen in one army. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't even imagine like painting that many guardsmen. Like if it's like Necron warriors, I could kind of understand, they paint up pretty quickly. But guardsmen are humans, and like they have faces and skin and clothes and weapons, like so many different like textures and things to paint per model. That just seems insane. That seems insane. I'm gonna say I think guard is probably the most time intensive horde army you can have. I'll take that stance right now. I don't think there's a harder horde army. Even orcs, you can get away with doing some pretty simple orcs. I think that guard is probably a little bit tougher to do a big full-on horde. So yeah, I see what you're saying there, Penguin. That would be. I have 70 GSC neophytes. Are they all painted though? Are they all painted and done? If so, that's very impressive. 70 is a lot. I think at one point, I think when I had my old Tyranid army, I think I had probably a total of like maybe 80 Tyranid infantry painted, 80 or 90, but that was like, 40, 50 Termagants, I don't know if you count Rippers, but like a bunch of Rippers. I think I had 9 Warriors, 10 Hormagaunts, a whole shit ton of Gene Stealers. I might have had 40 Gene Stealers actually. I had quite a few Gene Stealers. Chat keeps disappearing. They're not painted. I have like 40 painted. I mean, 40 is still a lot. That's an accomplishment. 40 of anything, 40k painted is a lot. I hate when, like, if you see somebody and it's like they've had the army for years, we've only painted like 10 of like 60. It's kind of like, ooh, are you ever gonna get that finished, buddy? I've said it before. I think the perfect size of model, honestly, it's kind of like this, where it's like you have like squads of like three to maybe 5 like medium-sized things. Because it's like painting a big vehicle and stuff is kind of its own chore and its own like big task. But then when you got stuff like this, it's like each one kind of feels like a fun like character model. And so it's like just enough that it doesn't get boring and you can feel like you can put a lot of effort into it. And then when it's done, it's done. You don't have to do 20, 30, 40, 50 more of them. So I get behind that. Just doing, finishing the skin highlights and stuff over on this side. Bit of a busy night last night. I didn't get to do quite as much as I thought I was gonna. I actually did the very, very first little bit of skin work on Angron today. Fuck, that is a model and a half right there in terms of like work to paint. That is going to be a long one. There is a lot going on with that guy. It's actually one of the first models in a while where I'm not gonna lie, I'm like a little bit intimidated to start it because I really want to do well, but there's just so much to do. It's a little bit daunting. Like, I'm excited, but it is a little bit daunting. But it's good to finally start it, I guess. Been sitting there primed for a long time. I think I missed a message. My friend has been playing 40k for 2 years and has only ever completely painted 3 to 5 models. Yeah, I think we all have friends like that. Pretty much all my friends have taken a big pause from 40k. I know, like, as is my role in life, not only have I dragged them into Warhammer, I managed to drag a couple of them into fishing this year, so we've all been fishing a lot and doing a little bit less Warhammer, but hopefully I have a game here relatively soonish. I haven't played anything. I haven't played a proper game of 10th yet, still. So I want to give it a try before they friggin' go and sneak in another edition on me. Holy. That's looking pretty good. I don't want to go too bright on the main, on the actual skin, because like all these little scale things, I'm going real bright on. Not quite white, but that kind of like white gray that I like. This Althorn gray. Pretty bright. Pretty bright. What else was I gonna talk about? I feel like there's more I was gonna say today. Oh, I've got a couple bigger videos that I'm gonna have coming out soonish. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to film the whole process, start to finish, of painting the Kroot Great Unclean one. I think that'll be fun. As somebody that really doesn't like Nurgle at all, I actually have been really enjoying painting my Nurgle Kroot, my fun zombie dudes. And that guy is such a big, cool model, and it seems to have been pretty well received by everybody. I thought it'd be fun, start to finish. I'll try to film that whole thing. It'll be like maybe a little series, and thought that could be fun. There we go. It's coming along well. Painting black / gray is actually one of my least favorite things to do in Warhammer. It's kind of hard to get the highlights right without it looking too shiny, kind of thing. I think this is turning out all right though. Not too shabby, methinks. I don't think I have too terribly long left on this. Oh, that was another thing I was going to say. So this is going to be some fun videos coming up too. Totally spaced out there for a sec. I'm really tired. I just bought some brand new Tyranids. And so this is something I've been planning out for a while. But basically I bought 3 big bugs that are all going to be kit bashed together to make like I'll end up with those same 3 big bugs, but they're all going to look completely different. So I'll share my little scheme here with you guys. So I bought another of the brand new Screamer Killer, a Tyrannofex, and a Hive Tyrant Swarmlord kit. So basically, I threw up a little shitty sketch that I made, you know, a week or two ago, I think. And it was of a little doodle I made of what I was calling a siege tyrant. So it was like a big like armored up hive tyrant, kind of in the vein of like a giant hive guard. And because I was looking at how they actually made like the walking hive tyrant a lot tougher than the flying one to kind of differentiate them a little bit. And so I want to make that. And then the Tyrannofex, I've always liked its rules and I liked its idea. but I hate that like butt up in the air um, pose. I would rather it be like more like a Tyranid knight, like it's big, like walking up on its hind legs kind of thing, holding a big gun or something. Um, and oh, that's like dried right up. I think I have another one. But so basically, how it's going to work. So a lot of people have made like the standing Tyrannofax. There's a really good artist called the Storyboard Guy on Instagram. I know he did a couple of them actually. And so all the parts you need to do that are in the kit. Basically, it's going to be a repose, and then you use part of the extra like arm bits to make the legs longer and stuff. So that'll be a whole thing. And then I'm going to use the Screamer Killer uh, body with some of the Hive Tyrant parts, because the Screamer Killer body is very similar to a Hive Tyrant body, but it's a little bit bigger, a little bit bulkier, and more armored looking. So I'm going to use that for the Siege Tyrant thing I was talking about, and basically make like a bigger armored walking Hive Tyrant. I'm going to have like the gun like on its back or on its shoulder, and then the actual Hive Tyrant, then I'm going to make like a proper Swarm Lord. I'll probably repose it a little bit, make him look a little more special. But so when all said and done, out of those three kits, I'll end up having a Hive Tyrant, a Tyrannofax, and a Swarm Lord. So those are my favorite kind of kit bashes, where you use everything and you don't lose anything. Like you use two models, you get two models. I hate the ones where you have to sacrifice a whole model just to make, like sacrifice two models to make one model. It just feels, it always feels like there should be a way to do it where you get the best of both. Your cake and eat it too, so to speak. Your biomass and eat it too, I guess, in this case. So that'll be the plan. So that'll be fun. I'm going to try to film more of that process. I know I've had not complaints, but I've had like requests before to actually film more of the kit bashing process rather than just showing the end product. But it's hard because it's like a lot of it, you're just sitting there kind of just like mashing parts around, trying to see like what fits and what works. And sometimes you're doing that for like hours. It's not just like you just sit down and just immediately start gluing things together. So it's like going to be like hours and hours of filming that has to be condensed into like a 20-minute video. So I'm not, it'll be a new thing for me. It might be kind of a lot, but I think we can do it. Probably be a little series for the channel, but hopefully people like that. Like I said, a couple people have asked for it before to kind of see it more clearly how it actually happens. I got some new green stuffing tools and things to make life a little bit easier on that front. I've been working for a long time with kind of just the bare minimum. It's time I got some proper stuff. Doing all the claws here. It's really annoying that the guy's weapon broke off in transport there. I don't think I have any glue here for that to use. Just make sure I didn't miss any messages. I don't think I did. Oh, how many points of demons do you have? Honestly, right now, penguins, I'm not 100% sure. If I added it all up, I'm well over 2,000. I don't know if I'm closer to 3,000. I'm gonna guess around 2,500. I only actually have, I think I have 6 models left that are built and not painted. So I have the 3 of these guys. It's 3. I have the, I think he's called the Skull Taker. He's the infantry-sized Khorne character, so that's 4. I have my Tzeentch Burning Chariot slash whatever the character on Chariot is. I meant for him to be able to play as both. So that's 5, and then the Kroot Great Unclean One, so that's 6. So they're all bigger models. I got all the like not fun stuff out of the way. I buckled down and made myself paint all the infantry and stuff, and now I'm doing this, doing all the fun stuff now. So that's kind of how I have to do it. I have to like reward myself with fun things after the slog of little models, or else I'll never get them done. Like if I just went and did all this stuff first, I would never get the things I need to get done. Now here's a fun little conundrum. Where did that guy's weapon go? I managed to drop that. Well, it is somewhere. Wow. But I'll flip this thing around here so you guys can see this dude. So I've got pretty much the skin is like done. I don't know how well this is showing up. So the skin is like done. I was just doing his little feetsy claws there. So now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do some more war paint on him. I did a little bit here on his head, of course, you can see. But I will do some more little stripes and patterns and symbols, maybe on his tail and on his front legs and stuff. There's a little bit where the primer didn't hit the green stuff somehow. I'm not sure how I managed that. But yeah, I think he's turned out pretty cool. Like I said, painting black / gray is not one of my favorite things to paint, but I kind of wanted, that was kind of my idea with all my schemes for the Kroot demons, is I wanted them to have elements of like the classic colors for that god, while taking it in like a little bit of a different direction. Like I wanted it to kind of be like they're not fully fallen, they're not like 100% corrupted, they're just kind of starting. So like these guys are like the majority, you know, like black, gray, yellow, but then you get the red through the war paint and through you know, some of their weapons and the fact that they're growing like very Khorne horns and stuff, and so that's how it comes through that it's Khorne, while not just like, I didn't want to just like paint them all red, you know, like that seemed a little bit much. So that was the plan there. I guess I can start on some more paint here. Do a little bit more. I'll probably cut it in like 2 minutes or so, just because I want to eat something before I head back down. So for the war paint, I just mix some red with a little bit of black just to make it pretty muted and dull, and then on, you know, the raised parts of the skin or whatever, I'll brighten it up a little bit here and there. Some dust on them. I'm trying to think of what Khorne symbols look like off the top of your head. It can be a little bit challenging. I think I can. It's not really a good flat area on this guy. It's probably just gonna have to be like some lines and stuff. I think I can maybe fit one in over here on his tail. It's gonna be very small. You guys are witnessing some very rare freehand live. I don't do very much of it. Not sure I really got that right, but we just say it's a Kroot version of the Khorne symbol. I subvert expectations like that, just like all the good filmmakers nowadays. Oh dear. I really hope Hollywood stops with that shit. I don't want my expectations subverted anymore. I just want good things to be made, you know? Too much to ask for. There, we got some little lines and stuff, and a little Khorne symbol on his tail. And maybe I'll add a little bit on his little paws here. See what we can do. It's always good to take a second and think about where you're gonna actually put this stuff, because when you're just slapping a very different color over top of stuff you've already done, if it's not where you're going to be happy with it, it's kind of tough to undo it, because you've now went over top of a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I think that's not too bad, so I'm just going to brighten that up slightly, and then I'll probably call the video there. I might do another one later, I don't know yet. See where the night takes me. So I'm just going to go on the raised areas of the skin where I did these tattoos or war paint or whatever they are. Just make those areas a little brighter. If you look at people wearing war paint and stuff, it's not generally super crazy, like neon bright, so it doesn't really need to be too crazy. Alright, I think that's pretty good for now. I'll leave it at that, and I'll leave you guys at that. Adios, hope everyone has a good night, and I might see you later. Peace.